and ladies and gentlemen, Totnes. This one really is coming home. I used to live here until I moved to Glastonbury. This was my home. It feels so strange coming back by train all the way from Aberdeen. But there you go. This is typical of the South Hams topography where I used to live. Lots of little hills and little dells and woodland. It's a beautiful part of the world, actually. Beautiful part of the world. In a minute I'm going to have to swap sides back over there because that's where Dartmoor's going to be after we go round the next corner. You can see the tours up on the top of Dartmoor there in the distance. Definitely in dairy country here in Devon. Just gone through Ivy Bridge station. And you can see we are actually already quite high up on the slopes of Dartmoor as we head west and into Plymouth. And so the waters of the River Plym hove into view as we travel along yet another river estuary. This one is much shorter and smaller than the previous two. Road into Plymouth we've just gone under, and I believe that's Lara. That's the big motor sheds, Plymouth Motor Works for the railway. Very big depot there.
I knew that they're on the white racks. They're the ones that
So the train's parked up.
yeah, so they're getting the bread in.
And as we continue on, coming into Plymouth, which is a series of hills and valleys, as you can see. There's lots of ups and downs going on. Look at those houses over there. I've got a great view of these houses over here. And here we are, coming into Plymouth. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is Plymouth. I've been here a few times by train. Definitely. I've been here a few times, but not today. We're going to get back on and carry on. Well, here we are at Plymouth, and we seem to have peeled off many passengers, but quite a few YouTubers. Quite a few of the group who were in our carriage are no longer with us. There's a couple of hardcores, and then there's me. But yeah, there's still a few of us, but not as many as there was. And if you look at the map here, you can see we started off here in Aberdeen, and we're now currently here in Plymouth, and we're going to head down there to PZ, Penzance, and hopefully fish and chips if we're not too late. There was talk of potential problems on the line. I believe they've been sorted. It was a signal issue near Bodmin Parkway apparently. So we should have a clear line through. If we have a clear line through, we've been running pretty close to time all day. I have been impressed considering the regions and the lines and the operational areas that this crosses. To come through on time is pretty good. I will check the times in a minute, and I'll let you know next time I come to the camera, but so far I've been following it and they have been keeping good time. So as of Monday, next Monday, if you catch this train from Aberdeen, This is where it stops. Plymouth, this is the end of the line. So what is now quite poignant is that everything we're doing from here on in is what's being chopped off. It's the last 80 or 90 miles. So this is what you'll still be able to do it, but you won't be able to do it in one go from Aberdeen. Whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. But you know, the people who care, it matters, so that's why I'm here filming it. And this is the Aberdeen to Penzance, departing Plymouth for the very last time. That is it. End of the road. We are now on a route that is running for the very last time. So, before we get too bogged down on this, what we mustn't do is forget that we have the Tamar Bridge coming up. Let's go and have a look. Good view back over Plymouth there. I don't know if you can make them out through the hazy windows, but there's Royal Navy ships over there in the docks. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the Tamar Bridge, of which from the train you can see very little. But you can see the road bridge over there. As I say, very little can be seen. That's the portals, the first one. Brunel was carried across here on the back of a flatbed truck in his coffin. I think I'm right in saying, did he live to see this complete, or was it the last thing he completed? It was one of the two. You can see the various wrought iron rivets and bits and bobs, and the modern bridge equivalent over to the left there. One thing I will say is it's something that you will learn very quickly if you're filming from trains. Famous bridges look nothing from trains. You've really got to get off the train and film it from somewhere else. I bet the view, however, from down there is simply stunning. Wow, right underneath the bridge. I've driven that bridge so many times. Used to go to work across it, used to go to college across it. I used to have a girlfriend who lived across it. Constantly driving over that bridge I was. And that puts us, my lady bubs and gentle bubbles, in Cornwall. Land of the Cornish pasty and the pixie. And there's a lovely view back down past the Royal Dockyards. That's the River Tamar down there. Beautiful Cornish countryside. And as we pull into this car, probably not the largest station we've pulled into yet. Well, so ladies and gentlemen, it is probably the smallest station yet. It's tiny, and there's a bridge over it, over there. Let's get back on before we get shouted at. I think they're getting used to us by now. And here we are at Bodmin Parkway. It was somewhere around here that the signalling problem was causing all sorts of issues with the trains today. So let's get back on the train, shall we? Nice. Well, we've made it to St Austell, or as it's known locally, Snazzle. That's where we're at. So we're going to get back on the train Hopefully we won't be the last one on and get shouted at. That's for them to do. It's interesting, you know, this coach was bubbling and bouncing earlier on today with lots of enthusiastic people all talking to each other, and it's very subdued now. People are sitting around looking very knackered. 8:20 this morning was, where are we now? Quite a long time ago. So now we are going to be settling in for the last bit. I think we're calling Truro. Believe we're calling to Truro. If we do, I'll hop out and let you know. If we don't, I won't. Well, I had hoped that we would be coming around the north of St Michael's Bay into Penzance around about sunset, but clearly, as you can see out the window, that's not the case. We are, I think sunset was 8:30. I think I read it as 9:30. My mistake. So we're not going to get, if we get there by dusk, we'll be lucky. We should be able to see ourselves arriving. Truro Cathedral in the trees back there. And the city of Truro laid out below us. We're about to stop in the station. And here we are at Truro, ladies and gentlemen. Starting to get a bit darker now, but we're still going on. So they announced we are approaching Redruth Station, so I hot-footed it in this direction to the vestibule because it's rather well lit. In fact, that's quite nice lighting up there. Well, there we go, wherever we are. Where are we? Redruth. We're in Redruth. Yep, so that means there's two more stops. Well, one more stop and then we get there. And it's getting dark. It's getting dark. So, I'm hearing rumours that there, despite the fact nothing was arranged this morning in Aberdeen, something may be arranged, or may have been arranged, when we get here. It might be a group photograph, I don't know. Hopefully, when we get there, we'll see. We've got one more station to go, the penultimate station, St Erith. Well, this is it. This is the penultimate station. Let's go say hello. Ladies and gentlemen, St Erith. I've just been instructed to get my fat ass down to the front of the train to coach A. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm told. So it looks like an invasion of first class is going on.
So we're all in first class. I mentioned it, for this celebratory drink. Do you want to get a pic?
Yes, this is the wonderful Amy that set up the WhatsApp group for all of us saddos who've just done a 13-hour rail trip from one end of the country to the other.
So guys, I have had an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks to everybody that I feel like I've made lifelong friends. You've all been absolutely brilliant. So, there's a bubble each in here if you can grab something. Right, are you ready? I'm not going to do it all over the place because people want to clean the train.
Go on, give it a shot, give it a shot.
Okay, so, shall we do 3 cheers to cross country for an absolutely sterling effort. I think the staff have been great, The train has been immaculate. It's been cleaned like numerous times on our journey. It's been fantastic. So here we go. Make sure who's got their glasses ready? Glasses ready? Get your glasses ready. And here we go.
Drink. Away my face.
There we go. What's that?
So there you go. This is everybody who came to film today, all in one place.
I haven't travelled 3 miles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. We have arrived at Penzance, and here we are.
I'm not finished. Look at the
Well, as you see, there's the train. We have arrived at Penzance for the very last time. So there it is. The locomotive splattered from its journey. It was clean this morning when we left. Someone's going to have to rub that down now. But here we are. And as you can see, lots of people here. Well, here we are for the group photo.
Right.
We're all
So,
a group picture together.
So I'm going
put
to.
your hand up. David's going to put his hand up. Right, and then we're going to do 3 cheers. So it's hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray. And on the third one, all put your hands in the air, okay? Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Well, there you go. That's it. We've done it. The full distance has been done. The Heart of the Tribe Gallery is a community art gallery situated near the top of Glastonbury High Street. They host amazing exhibitions supporting local artists, and they have a beautiful secret garden out the back. So be sure to check them out and support local art.